Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real, metaphysical, and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible change in your life. This week, we're going to be discussing auras, so stay tuned. Okay, so I get a lot of questions about auras. What are they? What do the colors mean? How do I see them? Those kinds of things. And honestly, it sounds like a simple question and a simple topic. And in truth, it really should be. But it has become a very complicated topic for many reasons. So we're going to try and cut through some of that. We're going to try and get back to basics. And we're going to try and give you an idea. Okay, first off, what is an aura? Honestly, the easiest way to explain an aura is it is the energy exhaust of your body. Your body actually has an energy body about it. And there's a certain amount of energy that radiates off of that energy body. And it's very much like an exhaust. And that creates your aura. And honestly, when you go to look at an aura, if you've ever seen like a really hot car hood, that heat distortion on the car hood, the aura most times for most people will look very similar to that. Because it's an exhaust. It's an energy output. And it surrounds us, and it is made up of our energy. Now, because of this, if you're ill or sick or hurt or injured, that can affect your aura and it can show up in your aura. So it is pretty easy to see if someone's got something going on by looking at their aura. However, this is almost an art more than a science. It is very interpreted, it is not an exact thing, and it can be very hard. So you can't actually rely on this absolute and fully. I've heard the saying, if someone has holes in their aura, a weak aura, or their aura is in bad shape, I'm very wary of them, I don't trust them. There's obviously something shifty about them. I don't know where this came from, because honestly, if a person has that kind of aura, I'm not saying there might not be something shifty about them, there very well might. But I know a lot of good people who are in need of help that have an aura that fits that very description. Why people with very healthy auras shouldn't be trusted. Honestly, I've seen this in toxic relationships. The toxic person has a very healthy aura, and the person who's being manipulated, controlled, or, well, getting the bad end of the toxic relationship, their aura it's just crap. It really is. And it's because of the relationship, but they're still a good person. And they're the one that needs the help. So I don't know where that particular ideology came from, but that is a thing. So, but I say this because you need to understand aura reading is not a science. It is very interpretive. It is actually a very personal thing, and it is very much an art, and it takes a lot of time to really get good at this art. And it's not an art you master. You always continue to get better at it. Now, what do the colors mean? This is where it gets really hard. If you go out to the library and find 5 books on auras, you're probably going to find 5 different lists of what the colors mean. So which one do you trust? Honestly, all of them and none of them. And here's why. Like I said, auras are interpretive. Not everyone sees colors. Some people do, some people don't. And not everyone sees colors the same. Different colors have different meaning to different people. And therein lies the interpretation. You need to know what a color means to you. That way, that gives you a better interpretation. If you find a correspondence chart of aura colors, that's not a bad starting point, but you need to also meditate. Does that chart make sense to you? Is that something that the color actually does represent to you? Is that something functional for you? If it is, that's an awesome starting point. If it's not, find another meaning for the color that does fit you, and specifically you. And another important thing is, as you grow and change in your life, those color meanings can grow and change in your life. That's also a very important thing if you're wanting to work with auras that you need to be made aware of. There's a lot of meditation practice and self-understanding when it comes to aura work, a lot more than people think they are. A lot of people go to aura work because they don't want to work on themselves. They want to work outside themselves. But honestly, to be really and truly good at it, you got to look inward first. So with that said, I have done a lot of digging, and I've tried to compile a list of common colors with, we'll say, 80% common meaning, maybe 70%. So I tried to get the most common meanings that I could find for the aura colors listed here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go over these real fast and give you basically a starter list to think about and meditate on. All right, so first off, red. Oftentimes, red represents energy, strength, anger, sensuality, passion, fear, and ego. And many of these can have both a positive and negative meaning to them. There is a good fear, there is a negative fear. There's a good ego that is a form of confidence, and a bad ego, which is arrogance. Sensuality, that can actually be good or bad depending on how you use it. We won't go too deep down that rabbit hole. But those are common meanings to red. From red, we move into orange. Common associations with an orange aura is self-control, ambition, courage, thoughtfulness, and lack of will. Okay, straight off the bus here, lack of will. That is not something I see when I see an orange aura. Orange is a very confident color. It's a very in-your-face color. Really, I see orange almost being a stronger will than a lack of will. So anytime someone's lacking will, I will not pick up orange in their aura. But for some reason, that is one that tends to pop up a lot for some people in lists. So it is on here. So that is one you might want to meditate on. Next color, yellow. For yellow, we have optimistic, happy, intellectual, friendly, indecisive, and easily led. Most of these pretty on par. Yeah, I know a lot of people, very, very bubbly, very happy, very energetic people, optimistic, intelligent, friendly. Yellow is usually in their aura somewhere. And I say somewhere because auras aren't always one color, which we'll get on. Hold on. Next, green. Green, a lot of people associate with peacefulness, healing, compassion, jealousy, and deceitful. So we took a curve there, didn't we? Like I said, I tried to find the most common meanings, and because of that, these are the things that came up most for green, and that one throws a curveball, so you gotta be careful there. Blue, spiritual, loyal, creative, sensitive, kind, and moody. Most of these, I think, honestly, yeah, when I think of blue, most of these would kind of pop up. The moody one, yeah, moody too. I'm not sure. Loyal for me, there are some blues that do show up loyal, so I'm a little iffy on that one personally. But a loyal person does often have, blue is a color of loyalty, so that is accurate. But again, all of these may differ for you. You need to find out what the colors mean to you. This is just a starting point to meditate. The next color we have is indigo, which a lot of people associate with benevolence, highly intuitive seekers. Indigo is a really hard one. It really is. It's all over the board when it comes to what it means. People talk about it, higher self, God's self, holy guardian angel self, psychic powers. Indigo and purple seem to share a lot for different people. Indigo is a really, really hard one. It really is, but these are some good ones to get started with for sure. Next up, violet. Highly spiritual, wisdom, and intuitive. I don't really do violet. For me, I do purple more than violet. But in the purple category, I do usually see loyalty, Spiritual people do definitely tend to fall into that purple and violet. And you do see a lot of strong, naturally intuitive people in those purple and violet auras. Now, it is true, as one practices and develops their intuitive skills and begins to utilize them more, even though they're not naturally intuitive, their aura may actually pick up that purple to it because of that. Gray. Gray actually shows up as depression, sadness, exhaustion, low energy, and skepticism. I disagree with this. I actually do. Gray, I actually see on people who actually tend to have things more balanced out than not. And I apologize if you can hear my neighbor's noisy car. I do apologize for that. Sorry about the interruption there. It is very late, so I do not know why he's being that loud. Anyway, like I said, gray is often associated with balance, neutrality, even a sense of calm. I've even seen it representing compassion, negotiation, understanding. So these are definitely taking a negative connotation to a color that can have a lot of positive views on it. And this is, again, one of the reasons I have a lot of issues with the aura color charts. A lot of them are definitely written by your love and lighters who think everything is sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. And, my personal practice, I try to view reality as it is. It's a reality. Brown. This one actually interested me when I found the numbers on this, because greed, self-involvement, and opinionated. See, I actually see brown around a lot of people I know who work with nature, even gardening. I don't find them particularly greedy. Or sometimes they can be opinionated, not going to lie. I know a few gardeners that are very opinionated. Any of y'all met a farmer, y'all know they got an opinion if they speak up. Some of them aren't. They just mind their own business. Self-involvement, a lot of the gardeners I know keep to themselves. So I don't know if I'd use the word self-involvement as so much as private. They like their alone time. Introverted, maybe. So I guess that would be word interpretation. But this is one that I don't highly agree with. But again, take this and meditate on it. What does brown mean to you? Black. Now this is one I really don't disagree with. Black, you find most often that this one represents lacking energy, illness, or imminent death. Okay, now we done got that. We're dying now, aren't we? Oh, Ethel, here comes the big one. No. Honestly, black is a color that deals with protection. It can actually deal with very high energy, not lacking energy. It can deal with someone who is actually suffering from depression. Doesn't necessarily mean depression. It can actually be someone who actually finds a lot of joy and happiness in Gothic decor. There's a lot of people I know who love Gothic decor, and their aura, when happy, actually will resonate with that as well. So you will find people who have that love for the nocturnal world, or just Gothic things in general, or just general goths, will often have a very strong black or even deep crimson style or a mixed aura when they're happy and healthy. Because when you're looking at someone's aura, it's not just about you. I mean, you do have to take in you and what it means to you, but you also got to think about the person, because when you're looking into their energy, there's going to be an aspect of them in it. And black is one of those colors that is very, very misleading because of that. And in fact, in most magic, black is very protective. It deals with banishing. It deals with healing. It deals with protection. So I know a lot of people who are very protective, caring, kind, generous, giving people that have black in their aura, because they are very selfless. They give of themselves to protect others, and they dedicate their lives to that. They may have a black aura. So you got to be careful. Black is definitely one of the colors you have to be the most careful And then you get to white. White is the one that is often listed as divinity or perfect balance. Most people I have seen with a whitish aura are nowhere near perfect balance. I'm not going to lie. They are nowhere near it. And they certainly wasn't divine. So white is an interesting one. I find white tends to pop up for me when a person is more or less lost. They're indecisive. This is one where they're wandering around in the world, healthy or unhealthy. Usually if the white aura is very strong, they're healthy, but they don't really have a direction, opinion. It's white because they don't really know who they are yet. So I tend to find this in young adults who are still unsure of what they want to do in life. And they're still kind of trying to find that. But instead of just trying all the different things they can, they're just kind of sitting in neutral. But again, that's my interpretation of it. You're going to have to meditate on it yourself and figure out exactly what that means to you. Now, as I said a couple times, auras can have multiple colors. That is perfectly natural because we are complex entities. We're not just a singular thing. And because of that, you have to actually try to interpret the marbling through the aura. The first thing I would suggest is find out what the base color is. What color is present the most? And then pay attention to the marbling around that as best you can to try and get an idea of what's going on there, who this person is, what might be going on in their life. And of course, always, and this is the big one, don't just trust an aura. Energy lies, okay? Let's be honest. Energy lies. You'll have a lot of people say the phrase energy don't lie. Bull crap. There's an entire category of magic based around the fact that energy lies. Glamours, anyone? You can literally disguise and shift your energy to the point that even the best trained aura worker can't see through it. Because they're going to look at your aura, they're going to see exactly what you want. So energy lies. You can't just live your life trusting energy and auras around people. That's not a good thing. You really, in order to truly get a good understanding of a person and what's going on, you have to talk to them, you have to communicate with them. And if that gives you hives and goosebumps, then perhaps aura work's not for you. Honestly, to get the most out of aura work and reading auras, you have to be able to communicate with people and connect with them on a personal level and understand who they are, what's going on in their life, and what they're doing. But then again, I think that is perhaps one of the biggest things we've lost in the modern world. We just lost the ability to communicate, socialize, and actually connect with one another on a personal level. We spend all our times on our phones and on our computers and all that, and we never sit down and have a conversation. We pass judgment before we even know a person. And I honestly think that's one of the reasons I don't talk more about stuff like auras. I've found way too many practitioners the last 15 years who use auras or something similar as a reason to pass judgment and criticism on somebody that they don't even know. But they often get mad when someone does the same to them. That, my friends, is called hypocrisy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And I honestly think if we're going to make this world a better place, and I do believe magic can help us do that, we got to get back to understanding one another on a personal level. We got to get back to having those conversations, those real conversations. When was the last time you actually sat down with a friend to really talk to them about what's going on in their life? And when they're telling you about something hard, did you try to change the subject? How excited were you for them to finish saying what they were saying? Were you actually listening? Did you take the time to really listen so you could actually try to help them? Or even just actually listen, because maybe there's nothing you can do but listen. And sometimes that's the best you can do. But honestly, there's a difference in just sitting there and letting them vent and listening. And when you connect and you actually genuinely listen, there is a magic and a power in that listening that is going to help your friend out more than just tuning them out while they vent. Trust me, there is a massive power there. And if you can learn to see auras, you're going to notice that healing while you listen. You're going to watch and you're going to be able to see their aura rejuvenating as you just listen. It is an amazing power. And if anything, I'd say the best part about being able to see and understand auras is not to read a person and judge them priorly, but to understand the effect you're having on them. You, to hold you accountable. That, more than anything, is a really powerful aspect of reading an aura. To understand your effects on the people around you and how you can better help them. Consider that when you actually look into aura work. Of course, there's nothing wrong with trying to gain a little insight from an aura. It is true. You can always be on your guard around people. That's not a bad thing in this day and age. I wish the world was a nice little place. It's not. We know that. There's great people out there. There really are. I meet them every day. There's also some dirtbags. Simple as that. So do be on your guard. Don't trust everybody out there. All right. The next thing when it comes to auras that I want to touch on before we go is grounding and shielding. This is aura health, okay? Grounding is going to help you not only get rid of excess energy, but bring in clean, balanced energy as you do it. A lot of people push the energy out and they forget to bring any energy in. That's not good. Try running your car by emptying the gas tank and taking off down the road without putting gas in it. You ain't going to get nowhere. If you do, it's not going to be far. And your body and your aura works the same way. So when you're grounding, make sure you're pulling energy in to replace the energy you're getting rid of, the negative energies and the overactive energies that you're trying to balance out and cleanse. And shielding. Shielding is going to help protect your energy and your aura from random crap in the multiverse or in the world or in your environment around you. We've all been in that room where we walked in. There was recently an argument and the whole room just feels icky. This is when shielding comes in handy. Personally, I don't leave my house these days without a shield. But the one thing when it comes to shielding most people forget about. They throw up a bubble shield. It's about, foot or so around them. But their aura's out here. Okay? The shield's not going to do any good if the aura's out past it. A shield has to be in front of you to be functional. That's why it's called a shield, people. The Spartans would have never won a battle if they stood in front of the shields. They had to stand behind them. So when you put your shields up, make sure you're also pulling your aura in behind the shields and keep it there. Yes, this can feel a little tight. This can feel a little compression at times until you get used to it. But especially for empaths, this is massively important. This will save you so much anxiety if you just put up your shields and pull your aura in behind them. It takes practice. It will take mindfulness. And you'll have to constantly remind yourself to check it and redo it because every time you try to reach out to a person and connect with them, your aura is going to want to make that same reach. So you're going to have to constantly work to pull it back in, pull it back in. And if you're an empath, trust me, that will save you a lot of time and a lot of heartbreak if you put that shield up and get that aura in. That will allow you to function without having all the side effects so many empaths complain about. Okay, so that is a very quick primer on auras. Now what I want you to do with this is I actually want you to take the list of the colors we gave. I want you to meditate on all those different colors and ask yourself, what do those colors mean to you? Start by asking yourself, does that list of most common meanings that we've compiled from, what was it? Okay, my assistant is telling me that was 7 lists that we compiled that from different areas. I want you to meditate and ask yourself, does that color mean those things? Start with that. And if it doesn't, scratch it off the list. Just mark it off. And once you've gone through that list, go back then, or meditate on it and see if those factors work. And then meditate on it and ask what it means. You can go through and mark off first and go back and ask what it means, or you can do the meditations as you work through the list. Either way is fine, but I do want you to go through that list, find out if you agree with the list. As you know, I commented, I don't agree with the list entirely. But I also want you to meditate on it and ask yourself what those colors mean to you. I really do. And when it comes to seeing auras, we almost forgot to talk about that, didn't we? All you have to do is relax your eyes and actually like you're looking past the person. The person themselves might blur a little bit. And one of the easiest things is to actually visualize a dotted line roughly 6 inches around the person's silhouette. Relax your eyes and let the aura fill in. Focus on their aura and that dotted line and let the aura fill in. A color may come to your mind. An emotion may come to your mind. You may feel it more than see it. But that is honestly what you're going to do to see it. Practice this when you're out at the mall or at the park chilling. There's a lot of people who just go out people watching. You can practice it in the line at a fast food store. I know social interaction these days is a little bit slower, but you can practice it. Okay? Get to practicing on seeing the auras and get to doing these meditations. And I think you'll find that you'll be surprised what you realize these colors mean to you and what it teaches you about yourself. And then if you start applying it and actually using auras to understand how people respond to you, not only will you find that you can use your practice to better help everyone around you, but you'll learn more about yourself and be able to grow more and better yourself in the process, which is the entire reason for Magick. We're always here to better ourselves, to grow, and to seek better self-mastery for ourselves. And therefore we can help ourselves build the lives we want and use that same ability and power to help those around us in our communities. All right. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot. And I thank you all for joining us. It's viewers like you that make this all worthwhile, helping get as much information out to those seeking this knowledge and information as we can. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. We appreciate this opportunity to share our knowledge and our understanding with you. Also, be sure to hit the bell icon so you get any notifications anytime we post a new video or we do a live stream. We normally do live streams Friday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't joined us for one, please do. We'd love to have you. We come in, we talk about research, we answer questions. It's a good time. It's also a chance to connect with the viewers and talk with you all and get to know you. Okay, that's it. And until next time, I'm Drake, and this has been Working Dragon Mystic. Take it easy. Bye-bye.